Hey folks, Jackdaw here. Happy 2022 to every single one of you. With a new year ahead of us, today I am once more looking into the future of Mass Effect, plunging into what is next for this franchise in 2022 and giving a recap on every single thing we know so far about the development of the next Mass Effect game. Now before I get started, I know what you're thinking. The next Mass Effect? What about Dragon Age, Jack? Isn't 2022 the year for more Dragon Age information? The next anticipated release from BioWare. Jack, why are you talking about Mass Effect as your first video in 2022? And folks, that is very, very true. This year, hopefully, is going to be the year where we hear more about Dragon Age, with BioWare's announcement that they are going to be talking about the next Dragon Age this year. And yes, that's all incredibly true, and it's going to hopefully be an exciting time for Dragon Age this year, and I cannot wait to talk about that. But there's also a very exciting future ahead for Mass Effect that needs to be explored equally to Dragon Age, and that is something that I would like to delve into more in my channel, that being more Mass Effect content from yours truly. Also, just last month I created a huge news roundup video on every single major news update on Dragon Age 4's development throughout 2021, and that is just as relevant today, so check that video out if you want a huge Dragon Age fix. Anyhow, let's kick this Mass Effect roundup off. Since 2018 I have been collecting, sourcing and archiving everything we know about the next Mass Effect game in progression so far. So let's take it away. On N7 Day 2018, BioWare shared that the Edmonton studio had plans for a new Mass Effect game. Former general manager Casey Hudson, the director of the original trilogy, shared in an N7 Day BioWare dev diary at the time that one of the best things about working at BioWare was coming into the studio every day, daydreaming about what the next great Mass Effect game could be. Bearing that in mind, a couple of months later, Jason Schreier revealed in a 2019 Kotaku report on the past and present of Dragon Age 4 that after the Mass Effect series was put on ice in 2017 following BioWare's release of what many considered to be a disappointing entry with Mass Effect Andromeda, the next game in the Mass Effect franchise had since been warmed back up. On N7 Day 2019, Casey Hudson dropped a few concept art shots from the original Mass Effect trilogy on Twitter, sharing that the team have so many ideas for things that they want to do in Mass Effect. So much concept art that has yet been brought to life, and so many stories yet to tell. In another 2019 article written by Jason Schreier, this time regarding the canned Anthem reboot, Jason reported that the next Mass Effect game is in very early development at the Edmonton office under director Michael Gamble, a longtime BioWare producer. Now, Mike Gamble has been at BioWare since 2009. He has worked on Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, and Mass Effect Andromeda. Given his knowledge and experience working on both the original trilogy and Andromeda, he is certainly one of the best developers helming the next Mass Effect ship, because he can adapt from both Andromeda's mistakes while carrying the charm that the original trilogy brought, learning from each game's development cycle. On N7 Day 2020, brand new concept art was revealed for the next Mass Effect, titled The Mud Skipper, no doubt referring to this small ship with the XT-8 on its side. The character silhouettes in this artwork look very similar to a Solarian, a Drell, an Angara, and something else. Fans on Reddit at the time shared a fun fact about the Drell and Solarian silhouettes in this artwork, that they are just flipped versions of Thane and Mordin from the Mass Effect 2 squad selection menu. So that just proves that this art piece really should be taken as concept art and not denoting to anything else just yet. The N7 Day 2020 blog revealed that a veteran team have been hard at work envisioning the next chapter of the Mass Effect universe. They are in the early stages of the project and can't say any more just yet, but the team are looking forward to sharing their vision for where we'll be going next. Casey Hudson also shared a statement about Mass Effect representing years of work and countless special memories. So every year he feels incredibly fortunate to celebrate N7 Day with players around the world. Casey cannot wait to continue their adventure together, revisiting favourite memories in the Mass Effect universe, referring to Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and creating brand new ones with the new Mass Effect project in the works. Later on in November 2020, BioWare revealed a book on secrets and stories from 25 years of game development, and inside the book it shared a few insights into the next Mass Effect project. First of all, the book revealed a few brand new concept art pieces for this working title, as well as a description of the project. The entire page stated, "Back to Space, a look at the next Mass Effect." On the heels of a long-awaited remaster of the Mass Effect trilogy, BioWare now prepares its epic return into space. A veteran team is hard at work envisioning the next big Mass Effect game. Expect amazing new worlds to explore with memorable characters buoyed by the series' signature choices and consequences. There's an incredible universe of history to draw from and many more stories for us to tell. Project director Michael Gamble said, "We're focusing on creating something truly for the fans." Also in this book, the Mud Skipper concept art piece reprised itself along with a few new conceptual art pieces, which is incredibly exciting just to get a mood and feel for where this next Mass Effect game may go. And then in December 2020, BioWare general manager Casey Hudson decided to retire from the studio. With Casey's departure, Gary McKay, the senior director of development operations, took over as the interim studio general manager. Later on in 2021, Gary was confirmed as the permanent studio general manager. As reported by the Edmonton Journal, Casey Hudson's final day at BioWare was December 11th, 2020, which was one day after BioWare revealed Dragon Age and Mass Effect trailers at the Game Awards 2020. The Mass Effect trailer that was revealed was beyond spectacular. It was a stunning cinematic trailer featuring Liara and Reapers and goodness knows what else that shook the entire fandom with screams of joy and tears of happiness. Just as a summary of the trailer's contents, because I already have done a frame-by-frame breakdown, we can assume that the next Mass Effect will be set in the Milky Way, with Liara Tassoni returning as somewhat a pivotal role for this new adventure. As well as being a fan favourite, Liara can provide many ties to characters in both the Milky Way galaxy and the Andromeda galaxy, considering she made herself known to the Andromeda Initiative, more specifically Alec Ryder, and many other key Milky Way factions and figures, because spoilers, Liara is of course the Shadow Broker. So she is the perfect character to bring back in a future title. And there were more ties to the Andromeda galaxy in this trailer. We could see two galaxies off in the distance. There was this mysterious 6 arc that launched for Andromeda but never arrived with the other arcs, and it wasn't discovered by Ryder. So there's this huge tie to Andromeda's plot lines in this trailer, potentially showcasing that may incorporate itself in the future narrative. And the final takeaway from this trailer was that it featured many quotes from humanity's pop culture and history, showcasing the development of humanity's space conquest and their increasing search for extraterrestrial intelligence since the 1900s, up to the events of Mass Effect. I believe that this portrayed that the human race is still going to be a pivotal role in the future Mass Effect games going forward, and that may allude to the next player protagonist. But that's just my rampant speculation with a few takeaways that I gathered from this trailer. There were a few other takeaways that were highlighted by Mike Gamble on Twitter. Michael Gamble confirmed that the Reapers were indeed in this trailer. Gamble said that it was intentional that the opening shot of this trailer had pointed imagery of two galaxies. They showed both for a reason. And just like Mike Gamble, many of the Mass Effect trilogy's veterans are working on this next project, like Parrish Lay, the cinematic designer of the trilogy, and Dusty Etherman, who brought the Normandy to life, returning as a narrative designer. Sticking with that theme, in 2021, previous global brand manager at BioWare, Hilary Heskett, took the leap and joined Mike Gamble on the next Mass Effect game as a narrative producer, as she confirmed on Twitter. Most recently, on N7 Day 2021, the official Mass Effect Twitter account tweeted that they have another N7 Day surprise from the team working on the next Mass Effect, followed up with an astonishing promotional poster on the next game. Not concept art, folks, but an actual promotional proper poster. A lot of alliteration from myself just there, but that is so exciting that this is an actual official look at the next Mass Effect game in progression. Now, I have already spent a separate video dissecting every single thing in this poster, but I'll just skip to my TLDR. I think that this promo poster most likely represents that BioWare are choosing an ending from the original Mass Effect trilogy and just pushing ahead with one of them as canon, which is honestly something that myself and a lot of people wanted for the sake of the future narratives in the Milky Way galaxy. It's just helpful for the future of the next Mass Effect game if it's in the Milky Way by just cementing an ending and going with it. And by the looks of things, given this poster and also the 2020 Game Awards trailer, the Reapers and the Geth are both frozen over in ice. It seems to me like the Destroy ending is showcased. Destroy was the only way to neutralize all synthetic life, which obviously both the Geth and the Reapers are. So are BioWare finding new ways to bring back the Geth? It would certainly seem so based on this promo poster. It does need to be said that the Geth were testing the waters outside of the Milky Way galaxy, so this could also showcase a different galaxy that the squad have traveled to, recovering the Geth. This may not relate to the trilogy's ending, even though I am getting that vibe. It could be a completely different galaxy. The Geth may have found themselves in Andromeda, for all we know. Another thing, the creator in the middle kind of looks like a mass relay to me, or a destroyed mass relay. Perhaps this could be the main quest line of the next game, to rebuild the mass relays by scavenging the tech of defeated synthetics. Why else would Liara have been seen on planets of dead reapers, and why else are the squad scavenging Geth tech? My opinion, it could potentially be to recreate the mass relays, bridging the gap between Andromeda and the trilogy, creating a sequel to both games, where you can travel between both galaxies. I think that's the ultimate dream for a Mass Effect game, in my opinion, just having people who liked Andromeda, people who love the trilogy, bringing them both together for an ultimate sequel. But beyond that, maybe this promo poster is just showcasing that the Geth are going to return, and this is just a visual representation that the Geth may return physically in the next game. It's a very subtle poster that isn't offering too much beyond that, in my opinion. What do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts. But moving on to the final story of 2021, this has been a story that's popped up throughout the year but has been cemented in November last year. VentureBeat reporter Jeff Grubb revealed a huge scoop: the next Mass Effect game may actually be utilizing the Unreal Engine instead of EA's mandated Frostbite engine. That has proved to be quite a tumultuous time for previous BioWare games. I think Inquisition was very lucky, however Andromeda and Anthem haven't had good experiences of Frostbite. Jeff reported that publisher EA and developer BioWare are seriously considering using Unreal Engine for the next Mass Effect game. This information primarily comes from an EA job listing for a technical director for Mass Effect 5. The post says that the publisher is looking for candidates who have experience with Unreal Engine or higher, and Jeff confirmed through multiple sources that this is because everything is on the table when it comes to the tech for a new Mass Effect, and that includes potentially replacing EA's Frostbite engine with Unreal. The Mass Effect trilogy was originally built on Unreal, whereas Andromeda, Inquisition and Anthem, and also Dragon Age 4, which is currently in the works, have been built on EA's Frostbite engine. This transition was mainly made by EA so they could avoid the costs given to Epic Games when you use the Unreal Engine. However, the Frostbite engine was originally built for first-person shooters and not open-world RPGs that BioWare create, and there have been a lot of issues that have circulated since its implementation for BioWare. The Mass Effect team are very capable with the Unreal Engine, and I think it would be a perfect turnaround if Mass Effect were to go back to the Unreal Engine. Now, Jeff Grubb also tweeted that Dragon Age 4 is still using the Frostbite engine and is expected to release in 2023, which, folks, is now only a year away. Oh my goodness. And Jeff also replied to Pyrofire, who asked him when will the next Mass Effect release, and Jeff said that it will come years after the next Dragon Age, which is to be expected, of course. I would say if the next Dragon Age is coming out in 2023, and that's still an assumption at this point, we should probably expect the next Mass Effect, what, 2027, 2028? So of course, we're not going to see the next Mass Effect for some time just yet, but that's okay, of course. We still want this game to take as much time as BioWare need, and let's all focus on the current title coming from BioWare, that being the next Dragon Age, right? Now, to cycle back to this Unreal Engine story, there was another scoop recently that ultimately confirms Mass Effect's potential Unreal Engine possibility. BioWare producer Brennan Holmes recently tweeted about an open position at the company for an associate technical director, and the ideal candidate will have experience with Unreal Engine 4 and 5. So it hopefully and most certainly seems the next Mass Effect game will be created on Unreal Engine, which is going to be a huge advantage for that next game's development. So folks, what is next for Mass Effect in 2022? Answering the question of this video. Well, maybe we'll see another tease or a sneak peek this year, particularly at N7 Day 2022. As you've seen from each of these stories, a lot of news comes out in November at N7 Day, but other than that, it's pretty quiet throughout the months of the year. Perhaps this year we'll see a new promo poster, some more concept art, maybe even a small blog post. I'm sure Mike Gamble will come out with a few quotes about being excited and what they're working on and the vision they're creating. We do know that the team want to share their vision at some point, whenever that is more clear and concise of what they want to do with the next Mass Effect game. But given that it is 2022, there's still a ways away until the next Mass Effect releases. However, this year, we may hear more about the next Mass Effect show that is currently in the works. Yes, it's not a game, but it's still something in the Mass Effect universe to reel us in. If you recall, November 2021, there was a report from Deadline that said that Amazon representatives are considering future adapted works that may slot into Prime Video's portfolio. Among those hopeful projects is an adaptation of Mass Effect from Electronic Arts. The wording that Amazon is hopeful to one day work on Mass Effect is a sort of soft confirmation that talks are underway but are not completely resolved. There's also reports that Henry Cavill would love to work on a Mass Effect show, whatever that may be. So there's certainly a possibility that we may hear more about this working TV project, which is incredibly exciting. With that, that's everything we know about the next Mass Effect game as it slowly develops throughout the years. Yes, it's not much, but it's still at least something, and the next game does sound promising so far. The team have plenty of veterans and an incredibly solid director in Mike Gamble, not to mention switching to the Unreal Unreal Engine would be a fantastic transition for BioWare, because we all know how much of a hassle the Frostbite engine has been. So overall, I'm really optimistic for the next Mass Effect. But what do you think? Are you excited? Do you have reservations? Or are you just waiting to see how BioWare handle Dragon Age 4 first before you have any hype for the next Mass Effect game? Let me know all of your thoughts down below. But of course, for all your things Mass Effect and Dragon Age, you're already in the right place, especially this year when we've heard that BioWare are going to be talking about the next Dragon Age. I am just so excited for that, and I'm really excited for this year where we're going to be delving into even more fantastic content that I'll be creating for you fine folks. I hope you're all taking care and having a wonderful start to 2022. But until the next one, I've been Jackdaw, and I should go. Whoa, 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 whoa.